Bulls coming off a 24-21 loss in Nevada, but in the game, Matt Weiser, our tight end, had 10 catches for 131 yards, most ever by a tight end here at UB. We also had two receivers, Weiser and Ron Willoughby, with 10 catches in the game, which is also the first time in school history for that. This Saturday, the Bulls will host Bowling Green, 3:30 p.m., and it's homecoming this Saturday. So with that, questions for Coach Leipold?
Yes, first of all, I apologize for running a little behind everyone. I apologize for that.
All right, Coach. The weather today, you're going to practice outside anyway, right? There's not any other option, right?
if you know something I don't, yeah, we're going to go out. From everything we hear, there's not any lightning right now in the forecast, so it looks like we may have a wet weekend. So it might as well get out there and work through it.
What do you see? What jumps off the video when you watch Bowling Green?
They're very talented, very explosive. They're very confident in what they do. When you watch teams play, if it is playing up to Power 5 competition, at the skill position area, they're still getting behind people and and match their skill against others very well. Quarterback is. Johnson's leading the nation in passing right now, so they're doing a lot of things well. But the other thing is when things aren't there, he's able to scramble and make plays happen. Probably consistent, really, for at least the last 3 weeks prior. Another, what we feel, outstanding defensive line, one of the strong points of the defense. Be another big challenge for us up front offensively. So a lot of things. You can see why they've been successful, and it's going to be a good challenge for us as a conference opener.
How much are you excited about having the conference opener and seeing where you guys stand so far?
I'm very excited. I think our whole team is. It's as we talked about yesterday in our meeting, that win or lose, we still would be kind of starting a second season, so to speak, at 0-0. So we have to kind of flush that as fast as we can and get on to this. And it is exciting because now we really get a chance to see where we're at. As a staff, we get to continue to evaluate how we stack up and what's going to be needed as well for the future if we want to win a championship in this conference.
This team is certainly, that you're playing, a test in itself, just in fact of so much going for them and being picked as a favorite, and they've shown that they should be the favorite probably.
Right. I think with their if you're just glancing at records, you may have, but if you're looking who they're playing, and Dino Babers has done an outstanding job in his short time there, and you can see why they are one of the a favorite in our conference, in our division, definitely of where they're at, but at the same time, shortly after the game Saturday, our upperclassmen were turning their attention to Bowling Green, and last year was a very close ball game and one that did sit well with our guys, and I know they're ready to get to work.
Obviously Penn State had great team speed. I mean, when you look overall across the board on their offense, their team speed, I mean, might they be as good as anybody you've faced?
I think they are, and not to take anything away from Penn State or Florida Atlantic or Nevada, but I think overall when you're looking at, I don't know if the day at Penn State had anything to do with it on natural grass on a wet day, but from what we've been able to see, they've played Tennessee on grass. There is definitely the team speed, and it's going to be something we're going to have to try to slow down.
How do you deal with a quarterback like that when he's so prolific? What can you do to try to, without giving away your game plan, obviously, to try to slow a guy down like that when he's having such a prolific year so far?
Well, I think the focus for us is going to have to be more about points allowed than yards allowed. Sometimes in this offense, certain plays, though they may end up in the passing yard statistical category, they're geared to be like running plays are sometimes for other teams, and they're meant to be things that keep you off balance, set up other things. So many times those are set up to be probably smaller gains for them that go in that area. But if you get caught up on those, that's where they they have something else that goes right off of it, then next thing you know, they're running behind you, and you have to be able to, stay disciplined, give the different looks, and again, be more concerned about tightening things down at times to not allow points and not worry so much about yardage.
The Baylor you've played, the Buffalo's played
Yep.
Baylor. I mean, has there been some discussion about
Yep.
that? How the experience of that? And
Yeah, a little bit. It's the same offense. Coach Baber spent time there. It has been. It has been talked about. It's talked about, how things were prepared last year a little bit in practice formats and what other people have done. All of us that have played up-tempo teams and how to do it. But, as we know, schematically we're a little bit different. So, and you have to take a look at how we can put our package together to stop this.
all training camp, you kind of ran two offenses at once on your
Yeah.
starting defense.
Well,
Which
we
is
hope.
sort of like what you want to practice. I mean, are you going to try and do that, a little of that? Too?
There'll
I mean,
be
that's
some-
basically what you're trying to do to practice against them. Right?
Right. So you could see that there's times where, and you've been at a lot of practices where our format has other benefits to it, the way we go about it, and this is hopefully going to be one of those that'll help. The difference is getting the correct call, getting different calls versus sometimes that's not always was the case in camp. There might have been base calls made through those, but we'll do some different things during the week of a lot of different formats, and we do our one offense versus one defense every day, and that'll be part of it again to give our defense fast looks.
Cam Lewis got in the game late. Was Baker shaken up, or you just wanted to give Cam some?
Well, Cam got in, and trying to remember exactly which one you refer. I know Marcus came out for a second or two, but we also moved Marcus in as the nickel back this last week, and had Cam in the game. That gave him more snaps. But again, Cam Lewis is a very talented young man that we feel has got a bright future, and you're going to continue to see him throughout the year. Anyone else? All right, thank you very much.